Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر، الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور انفسنا ومن سيئات اعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له واشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له واشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. وقال الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. وقال يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تسألون به ورحمه إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. وقال يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. فإن أصدقوا حديث طول كتاب الله وحسنوا الهدي هدي محمد وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثات بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. أما بعد. All thanks and praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We seek His help and His forgiveness. We should definitely Allah from the evil within our own selves and the consequences of our evil deeds. Whomsoever Allah guides is none to misguides, and those whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows to be in error or misguides, then there is no guidance for them. I bear witness there is no God save Allah alone, who is one who has no partners. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is his servant and his messenger. Allah has said in the Quran, which can be read into English as, O you who believe, fear of Allah as He should be feared, and do not die except in the state of submission. And again He says, O mankind, fear your Lord who created from you one soul, and created from its mate, and dispersed from them many men and women. Fear Allah to whom you demand your mutual rights of one another, and reverence the wombs that bore you. Verily Allah is ever watching over you. And again He says, O you who believe, fear Allah and speak words of appropriate justice, that He will amend for you your deeds and forgive you your sins. And whoever obeys Allah and His messenger has already attained a great success. You should know that the most truthful speech is the book of Allah. The best guidance is the guidance of Muhammad. And the worst affairs are newly invented matters. And every newly invented matter is religious innovation. And every religious innovation is misguidance. And every misguidance is in the hellfire. As what follows, Ibn Ahmed recorded in Abu Dawud that the prophet said, whoever memorizes 10 ayats from the beginning of Surah Al-Kahf will be protected from the Dajjal. And in a version recorded by At-Tamimi, it says, whoever memorizes 3 ayats from the beginning of Surah Al-Kahf. And Hakim reported from Abu Sa'id, who said that the prophet said, whoever recites Surah Al-Kahf on Friday, it will illuminate him with light from one Friday to the next. This hadith is recorded as being sahih and sound. And al-Bahaki recorded in his Sunan from al-Hakim that he narrated with a strong chain that the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, whoever recites Surah Al-Kahf as it was revealed, it will be a light for him on the day of resurrection. So, alhamdulillah, we see the value of Surah Al-Kahf. It is highly recommended that we read this surah on Jumu'ah, and inshallah, it is a lengthy surah. I think it's about 100 and some ayats, but one can start reading this after Maghrib on Thursday up to Maghrib on Friday. I would just like to share with us, inshallah, tafsir from Ibn Kathir on the first 5 ayats of the surah. Alhamdulillahi alladhi anzala ala abdihi al-kitaba wa lam yaj'al lahu iwajan qa'iman li yundira basan shadidan min laduhu wa yubashiri al-mu'minina alladhina ya'maluna salihati anna lahum ajran hasana wa ma kathina fihi abadan وينفر الذين قالوا اتخذ الله ولدا ما لهم به من علم ولا لآبائهم كبرت كلمات تخرج من أفواههم إن يقولون إلا كذبا. Inshallah, this renders into English as, all praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has sent down to his servant the book and has not placed therein any crookedness. He has made it straight to give warning of a severe punishment from him and to give good news to the believers who do righteous deeds, that they shall have a fair reward, that they shall abide therein forever, and to warn those who say, Allah has begotten a child. No knowledge have they of such a thing, nor had their fathers. Mighty is the word that comes out of their mouths. They utter nothing but a lie. In his introduction to the tafsir of the surah, he gives some specific things. He speaks about how the revelation of the Quran brings good news and warning. He writes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praises his holy self at the beginning and at the end of matters. For he is the one to be praised in all circumstances. All praise and thanks be to him in the beginning and in the end. He praises himself revealed in his mighty book to his noble messenger Muhammad, which is the greatest blessing that Allah has granted the people of this earth. Through the Quran, he brings them out of darkness into light. He has made it a book that is straight, neither distorted nor confusion therein. It clearly guides to a straight path, plain and manifest, giving a warning to the disbelievers and good news to the believers. And this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَمْ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ إِوَاجًا, and has not placed therein any crookedness, meaning there is nothing twisted or confusing about it. But he has made it balanced and straightforward. For he says, call ye man. He has made it straight, meaning thereby straightforward. And لِيُنْذِرَ بَأْسًا شَدِيدًا مِنْ لَدُنْهُ, to give a warning of a severe punishment from him, meaning to those who oppose his prophet and disbelieve in his book. He issues a warning of severe punishment hastened in this world and postponed in the world hereafter. Min ladunhu, from him, means from Allah. For none can punish as he punishes, and none is stronger or more reliable than him. وَيُبَشِّرُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ, and to give good news to the believers means those who believe in this Quran and confirm their faith by righteous deeds. أَنَّ لَهُمْ أَجْرًا حَسَنًا, and they shall have a fair reward. Fair reward means a beautiful reward from Allah. مَاكِثِينَ فِيهِ, and they shall abide therein, which means in whatever Allah rewards them with, and that is paradise, where they will live forever. Abadan. Abadan, forever, which means for always, never ending or ceasing to be. وَيُنذِرَ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا اتَّخَذَ اللَّهُ وَلَدًا, and to warn those who say Allah has begotten a child. Ibn Ishaq said, these are the pagan Arabs who said, we worship the angels who are the daughters of Allah. مَا لَهُمْ بِهِ مِنْ عِلْمٍ, no knowledge have they of such a thing, that this thing is made up and fabricated. وَلَا لَأَبَائِهِمْ, nor had their fathers knowledge of such a thing, nor their predecessors have knowledge of such a thing. Kaburat kalimatin, mighty is the word, and this highlights the seriousness and enormity of the lie that they have made up against Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Kaburat kalimatin takhruju min afwahihim, mighty is the word that comes out of their mouths, meaning it has no basis apart from what they say, and they have no evidence for it apart from their own lies and fabrications. Hence Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, In yakuluna ila kadiban, they utter nothing but a lie. He also makes mention in this tafsir the reason why this surah was revealed. Many of us have probably read this in the seerah of the Prophet Muhammad or in the traditions. He says, Muhammad ibn Ishaq mentioned the reason why this surah was revealed. He said that an old man from among the people of Egypt who came to them some 40-odd years ago told him from a grammar that Ibn Abbas said, the Quraysh sent a Nadir ibn Harith and Nuqba ibn Umayyad to the Jewish rabbis in Medina and told them, ask them, the rabbis, about Muhammad and describe him to them and tell them what he is saying. They are the people of the first book, and they have more knowledge of the prophets than we do. So they set out, and when they reached Medina, they asked the Jewish rabbis about the messenger of Allah. They described him to them, and then told them some of what he had said. So they said to them, you are the people of the Torah, and we have come to you so that you can tell us about this companion of ours. And the rabbis said, ask him about 3 things, which we will tell you to ask. If he answers them, then he is a prophet who has been sent by Allah. If he does not, then he is saying things that are not true, in which case, how you deal with him is up to you. Ask him about some young men in ancient times. What was their story? For theirs is a strange and wondrous tale. Ask him about a man who traveled a great deal to reach the east and the west of the earth. What was his story? And ask him about the ruh, or the spirit, or the soul. What is it? If he tells you about these 3 things, then he is a prophet, so follow him. But if he does not tell you, then he is a man who is making things up, so deal with him as you see fit. So Nadir and Nuqba went back and came to the Quraysh and said, O people of Quraysh, we have come to you with a decisive solution which will put an end to the problem between you and Muhammad. The Jewish rabbis told us to ask him certain matters. And then they went to the messenger of Allah and they said, "O Muhammad, tell us." And they asked him about the things that they had been told to ask. And the messenger of Allah ﷺ said, "I will tell you tomorrow about what you have asked me." But he did not say, "Inshallah." So they went away. And the messenger of Allah stayed for 15 days without any revelation from Allah concerning them. And Jibril, peace be upon him, did not come to him either. The people of Mecca started to doubt him. And he said that Muhammad promised to tell us the next day. And now 15 days have gone by, and he has not told us anything in response to the questions that we asked. The messenger of Allah felt sad because of the delay in revelation and was grieved by what the people of Mecca were saying about it. Then Jibril came to him from Allah with the surah about the companions of the cave, which also contained a rebuke for feeling sad about the idolaters. The surah also told him about the things that they asked him about, the young men and the traveler. The question about the root was answered in the verse where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "They asked you concerning the rule of the Spirit, say, the rule of the Spirit comes by command of my Lord. Of knowledge, it is only a little that is communicated to you." أقول قال هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم بسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. This is a saying of mine. All mistakes are mine. I ask Allah Ta'ala for forgiveness. I seek Allah Ta'ala for forgiveness for me and for you and for the rest of the Muslims. So you too should ask him for forgiveness, for he is the forgiver, the merciful. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه بسنين إلى يوم الدين. All praise and gratitude is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We praise him. He is, his peace and blessings be upon his messenger and our prophet Muhammad, who is the last of the prophets and seal of the sent ones from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah's peace and blessings be upon his companions, their companions, and all those who follow closely behind to the day of judgment. Bismillah. Inshallah, I'd like to, before we go, just inshallah, leave some things that we can use for food for thought, inshallah. Ibn Ahmed recorded that Solomon al-Farsi said, "The prophet said to me, 'Do you know what the day of Jumu'ah is?' I said, 'It is the day during which Allah brought together the creation of your father Adam.' And he said, 'I know what the day of Jumu'ah is. Anyone who takes a bath and cleans himself as much as he can, and then proceeds for the Friday prayer, and remains quiet until the Imam finishes the prayer, all his sins in between the present and the next Friday will be forgiven, as long as major sins are avoided." And in the two Sahids, it's recorded that Abu Hurairah said that the Messenger of Allah said, "Avoid the 7 great destructive sins." The people inquired, "O Allah's Messenger, what are they?" He said, "To join others in worship along with Allah, to kill the life which Allah has forbidden except for a just cause, magic, to consume riba or interest, to consume an orphan's wealth, to turn away from the enemy and flee from the battlefield when the battle begins, and to accuse chaste women who have never done anything that would tarnish their chastity, and they are good believers." And in another hadith it mentions, Anas ibn Malik said, "The Messenger of Allah mentioned the major sins when he was asked about the major sins. And he said, associating others with the law and worship, killing the life, and being undutiful to your parents. And then he said, shall I tell you the biggest of the major sins? And that is false statements or taking false testimony. In another tradition, Abdul Rahman said that his father said, the prophet upon him said, should I inform you about the greatest of the great sins? And we said, oh yes, O Allah's messenger. And he said, to join others in worship with the law and to be undutiful to one's parents. He was reclining when he said this. And then he sat up and he said, I warn you against false testimony and false speech. And he continued repeating it until we wished that he would stop. Abdullah ibn Masud said, I asked Allah's messenger, what is the greatest sin? He said, to make a rival for Allah, while Allah, He alone created you. I said, and then? And he said, to kill your offspring, for fear that they may share your food with you. I said, and then? He said, to commit adultery with your neighbor's wife. He then recited the verse, and those who invoke not any other along with Allah, until he reached the part that says, except those who repent. This is Surah Mu'minun. Another hadith from Abdullah ibn Amir. He said that the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, the greatest sins are to join others in worship with Allah, to be undutiful to one's parents, and to take a life, as also taking false oaths. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد يدادي من صلي والصام اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد يدادي من قعادي وقام وصل على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى كل ملائكته المقربين وعلى عباد الله الصالحين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. عبادي الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون ولا ذكر الله تعالى أعلى وأولى وأعز وأجل وأتم وأحم وأكبر. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in all his angels and blessings on Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. All you who believe, send blessings upon him also. Hence we say, O Allah, send as many blessings on Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his family as the number of standing and sitting in prayers by all of his followers. O Allah, send thy blessings on all the prophets, distinguished angels, and the righteous servants of yours, and cover them up with thy mercy and kindness, for thou art the most beneficent, the merciful. Also on Friday is a good day, inshallah, that one should send salams upon the prophet often. O servants of Allah, Allah has certainly commanded you to be just and kind towards the affairs of men and render assistance to your kinsmen. And Allah has forbidden you all kinds of sins and shameful acts. He has given you a clear warning that you may take heed and tread the right path. And the remembrance of Allah is the greatest of all actions. He is the superior, the elevated, the glorious, the honored, the faultless, and the magnificent. I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows us to get something from what he says in his book and what the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has blessed us in tradition. We come into Salah.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
Inshallah, brothers, we're going to make this a lot. But please, remember Imam Jamil in your dua. Pray for Imam Jamil in his plight. And inshallah, there's a circumstance occurring for him on April the 3rd, on April 3rd, inshallah, Washington? In Atlanta, inshallah. So inshallah, remember Imam Jamil, inshallah, in your dua. Last week I mentioned, make your road straight and tight, inshallah. Inshallah. Pray for me. My keys ain't happening.
Stoves of football corner straight your ranks. Allahu Akbar. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. والسماء ذات البروج واليوم الموعود والشاهد ومشهود قتل أصحاب الأخدود النار ذات الوقود إذ هم عليها قود وهم على ما يفعلون بالمؤمنين شهود وما نقموا منهم إلا أن يؤمنوا بالله العزيز الحميد الذي له الملك السماوات والأرض والله على كل شيء شهيد. إن الذين فتنوا المؤمنين والمؤمنات ثم لم يتوبوا فلهم عذاب جهنم ولهم عذاب الحريق. إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار ذلك الفوز الكبير. إن بطش ربك لشديد إنه هو يبدئ ويعيد وهو الغفور الودود ذو العرش المجيد فعال لما يريد. هل أتاك حديث الجنود فرعون وثمود بل الذين كفروا في تكذيب والله من ورائهم محيط بل هو قرآن مجيد في لوح محفوظ. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده ربنا ولك الحمد. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. الله أكبر. سمي الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Just quickly, brothers and sisters, the first rak'ah we said is Surah Al-Buruj, and that was in reference to, I thought about our brothers and sisters and the children who were killed last week under the hand of the kafir. You know, that surah is a healing for us, inshallah ta'ala. So read that surah, inshallah ta'ala, and get healing from it, and listen to the promises of Allah. Because he might get away in this life, but he won't get away in the hereafter, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.